because sometimes we eat plants from the ocean. If you have a shot, put it on your parking lot. About 20 more seconds. You guys are doing great. Time's up. Did you hear it? Movie theater chair. Show you what that looks like. Oh my gosh, should we all do it?
Yeah.
Alright. I need a helper to walk around and give $1 out. Who has the money? Gavin, do you still have it?
I have it right here.
Okay. Then you're gonna pass out $1 for everyone who got a movie theater chair right away. Okay, so now it's my turn. So your hand should not be touching anything except for your other hand. Got it?
Or in my case.
Or for Finn. Okay. I noticed I have one piece that we didn't color in yet. I'm gonna look at that and I'm gonna say, okay, if the whole Earth, this is the whole Earth, if 3/4 of it is covered in water, what is the other fourth gonna be covered in?
Land.
Land. I have it right here, 1/4 in land. That's like the continents. That's where we live. That's like all of the North America, South America, Asia, all of the continents, all right? Here we go. This is where you get to be a little bit creative. So you don't have to do exactly what I do. So if I draw a little cactus right here, do you have to draw a cactus? No. Okay. So this land is for all of the people on the earth, all of the farmland, and all of the animals. This is all of the land. So now I'm going to narrow it down because that's a lot. I have one thing right here. 1/8. Believe me, this is 1/8 of our pie and 1/8 of the world. You can't live there. You can't live there. There's the ice caps where Antarctica is. And it's so cold, we can't live there. I wonder why we can't live there. Put a thought in your brain. Why we might not be able to live in such a cold place, in such a rocky place, in such a really hot place like the Sahara Desert, or why we can't live in really tall, high mountains. I'm going to call on 3, 6, and you're going to give me an example of why we might not be able to live in one of those 3 places.
I'm in bigger thought. Okay, is my time up? The show's up. I think that's it.
Okay, perfect. Did you get one for yourself?
Yeah. Fine. This money.
Wyatt.
But I think that we can't live in those 3 places because the desert would be too hot, no plants will survive, all you can get is cactuses, fruit, and the bottom of the cactus has water, so we'll only eat cactus fruit. And we're made, you know that we're actually made to be carnivores.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to stop you there. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you agree with his statement, with what Wyatt said. I love that I'm not seeing him around, you're not waving him, you're not putting your thumb in the air. You have it right here. So I heard him say, he's talking about deserts. He was saying that it's so hot that like plants can't live there. And if we did live there, like we live here now in Phoenix, I know that we live in a desert right now. But we have technology that has helped us so we have agriculture, we have the cool irrigation canals, and we have like sprinklers that can help us grow food here. But let me tell you, not all foods can grow here. We can only grow a few plants, like citrus plants and cotton and corn. Those are like the 3 things that are a little bit suitable for the desert. However, we don't have that much land that we can grow all of it in because how many people are here? A lot. So in the desert, like in really, really hot deserts, we can't live there because there's not a lot of water sources for our plants to grow. Okay, give me another example. It should be about like an icy region or a high mountain or like a really rocky region. Wait.
Get in the icy region because it's too cold. not much space to grow there because so you can't make it half because it's cottage because there's not much trees. There's no trees because there's no water there.
Hey, thumbs up or thumbs down if you agree with me. Yeah, that should be by your heart. Awesome. Okay, so I heard it's so icy that the water's frozen. We can't get to the water. We can't use the water to drink or for our plants. We also can't even use trees to build our homes because it's so cold there that the trees can't even survive. So Kevin just said maybe we can use ice for igloos, but will we be able to have a lot of crops? Are we going to be able to support a big population like we have here in Phoenix?
No.
No. So even though a few people live in Antarctica or a few people live in really high altitudes where it's so cold, are we going to be able to support a huge population? Are we going to have crops and farmland? No. Put it on your parking lot. Okay. So a high mountain, a high altitude, that probably has the same effect. It's going to be so high up that it's cold, and that it's so high up that people aren't going to travel there to live. So on this 1/8 of the earth, it's unlivable. That's what I wrote right here, unlivable. Or you could say uninhabitable. But it was such a big word, I couldn't fit it, so I wrote unlivable. What I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a mountain of mountains. Did I make it elaborate mountain? Should you be drawing? Whose turn is it? I see 2 people, 4 people with pencils. Your pencil should be down. You should be moving to your chair. Marcus. Okay, cactus. Okay, coloring my cactus. Oh, I could do like an iceberg. Like underneath the water a little bit. An iceberg. And then I'm just going to shade it in with a bunch of different colors. You have 1 minute to show the unlivable land. Go. It's so quiet. It's so awesome. I see one person, they have their name on their sticky note. They don't even have a thought yet. They just have it ready because they know they're probably going to have a thought to say. I see a couple people with their parking lot thoughts. You have about 20 seconds left. About 10 seconds left. Finish up what we're doing. All right, time's up. Move to your chair in 3, 2, 1. I think we did it. Okay, so I noticed that I have one friend writing a parking lot note. I think that's totally okay because right now they're thinking about something that they wanted to say. They didn't have enough time when we were writing, so they're going to use this time to quietly do it while I'm talking. If they can multitask, totally okay. As soon as I start drawing, I want your eyes up on the board. Okay, I have some more parts of my earth. I have 4 little slivers. It says 332, 132. So I know that if I were to cut my whole earth into these little small pieces, there would be 32 of them. Trust me?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I focus on these 3 right here, I'm going to ignore this one. So we're not looking at that one. We're only looking at 3. That's where all the people live. That's where we live. That's like in Phoenix, in New York, maybe where your grandparents live, maybe it's people you don't even know. So that's all of like the cities, towns, and also the places where animals live. Because I think you know that Theodore Roosevelt, he created these national parks so that way we can preserve the land. So there's places like the Grand Canyon, And there's other places like Yosemite National Park, and they are places where animals can survive. We can't go there and hunt the animals, so the animals can't. They can live in their ecosystem. So nothing is changed. Humans can't go in there. They can't camp or anything like that unless it's in a designated area where it's not going to affect the population of the animals. Okay? So this is where all of the people live and where all of the animals live on the earth. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to draw a house. I'm going to use my pencil because that's kind of hard to draw. I'm going to draw a mall because not only do we live here, we also shop. We have factories. And then I'm going to draw trees because this is also where animals live. I'm going to fill it in a little. Is it perfect? Does it represent what we're learning about today? Okay. You have 1 minute. Go. As I'm walking around, I'm noticing that people are writing thoughts. They're sharing things that they wanted to say to me, and they're also saying things that they're learning about or ideas that they have. Like I saw someone say, maybe we could live in ice houses. All right, time's up. What does that mean? Two-seater chair. Awesome. Yes, it did. Okay. Here, let me get you some more. They're writing their notes. They're not drawing. Okay. We have one piece of our earth left. What does it say? Farms. So look at our huge earth. It feels like it's so big because I haven't gone to every single place on the planet. I've never been to some of the places. I've never been to the entire ocean. I can't even think about how big it really is because I'm just such a small person. But we know that 3/4 of the whole planet is ocean or lakes or rivers. 1/8 is unlivable. We can't live there, and things don't really grow there, so we can't have farmland there. We know that 3/32 of the earth is pretty small compared to the whole thing. That's where people live. We can't really farm there because it's taken up by people, malls, factories, and where all the other animals live, like in national forests. There's only one small piece of the planet, and that's where farms are. So I'm going to draw a little corn stalk. It's my turn, not yours.
What do I have to do?
Here's my corn stalk. And I'm going to draw, fill it in. Did you give one to yourself? All right. So now I'm going to give you 30 seconds to do this because it's a small piece. Ready, go.
Ryan! Sorry. I don't have much room to fix it and much time.
Okay, time's up. Movie theater chair. It's okay if you're not finished. You can always do it at home or later in the day.
Or make it beautiful.
Mm-hmm. 3, 2, 1. Show me what a role model is. I'm waiting for 2 friends still. We're waiting on you guys. Thank you. Hands in your lap. All right. So, before we move on to the part where you guys tell me what you've learned and what you know about the Earth, we're going to do a little bit of a closing. So what that means is that we reflect. I know we've talked about this a little bit before in our civil rights unit. When we reflect, we're thinking deeply about what we've learned. Okay? So, I want you to think in your mind, if we only have this small piece of the planet to grow food on, can we actually make more land? No. Can we make more area where the crops can grow so that way we can have more people on the planet?
No.
Not really. Because we don't have the ability to make more land on the earth. We can't just like get rid of the ocean and just suddenly make land. The land is there and we can only use what's available. So, if that's the case, then if the population keeps doubling, what are we going to do about it? What can we do right now? If I see someone throwing away food that they could take home and maybe eat for leftovers, should I say, hey, that food is a valuable resource and you should take it home. Maybe your parents can eat it if you're not going to eat it right now. If I have food in my fridge and I have food at the grocery store, should I go to the grocery store or should I go to the fridge? The fridge. If I have an apple and it's about to go bad, like in 3 more days, I probably should throw it away because it's not safe for me to eat. Should I eat it today?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I just let it go to waste, is that helping the planet?
No.
Is that helping all of the crops and all of the people on the planet get all the food that they need?
No.
Not really. Let's say I have so much food, I just can't eat it, and I'm going to have to throw it away. Do you think I could donate it? I could take it to the food bank. There are plenty of people who don't have the resources to go to the store to get food. So what they do is that they go to a food bank, and then that's where people have donated food, and that's where they can collect the food. So a lot of times that food's about to go bad, but it's still good to eat. And so those people are able to get that food. Just like we donated our clothes, we can donate some food that's about to go bad. What other things can we do? What about trash? Think about it. If we keep throwing trash all over the school, on our playground, if we let the balloons in the air and the plastic travels to the ocean, is that going to help our farmland stay clean? No. What about the chemicals in the plastic? If we throw chemicals from our plastic on the carpet, and then it ends up in the garbage, and the garbage ends up in a landfill, and then the landfill has all these chemicals in it, is that going to help the ground underneath stay clean? No. Do you think that maybe that those chemicals could go into the water underneath the ground and make all the water toxic? And then we won't even have water for the crops, right? So we could eat leftovers. We could make sure we clean up trash. We could recycle what we have because a lot of plastics we can recycle in a good way where we can reuse that plastic instead of putting it in our landfills and making the ground and the water dirty and not sustainable for all of the farmland. Okay. You're going to take one sticky note from the table, not yet, and you're going to write one thing down you learned. After you're finished writing one thing down, you're going to look like a learner. You don't have to do movie theater chair, but you should have your hands folded, your mouth closed, and a bubble in your mouth. And you're going to wait until the person in front of you, your face partner, is also finished. When they're finished, you're going to talk about it. You're going to say, hey, what I learned today was about all the population of the world and how many resources we have and how we need to support the farmers, we need to support throwing away trash or eating leftovers, something. You learned something today. You can make a connection to the population lesson that we did. You can make a connection to the food chain. Anything you want. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes, a little bit of time to think about what you learned, and a little bit of time to write down what you learned. What are you going to do when you're finished writing? Show me.
Movie theater chair.
Not movie theater chair. You're just going to look like a learner. Which means, well, if you're doing movie theater chair, who are you going to be facing? Me. So who are you going to be talking to? Your face partner. So you should be facing your face partner because that's going to be your movie. When your face partner is finished, you may take turns talking about what you learned. You ready? Go. Is that my face? Okay. You're going to go ahead. Better?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. If you could also connect it to something we've previously learned both, we need to. Be writing. We should be writing.
That's all I have.
We have 1 minute left, so you should be writing your thoughts. You don't have to be talking yet. You just have to be writing something you've learned. If you can't think of something, you can raise your hand and I can help you brainstorm some ideas. Time's up. You should have your pencil down. You should look like a learner and you should be looking in the direction of the person you're about to talk to. Yep, your face partner. So you're going to and you're going to talk to both. Okay? Maybe. Okay, take turns. Listen up. If you're closest to that wall, you're going to go first. So, hey, you should be about ready to switch partners. Go ahead. About 15 more seconds to share. Hey, Ryan, you're going to put that together. I shouldn't see you guys doing that anymore. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone stand up. groups, you're going to come to the carpet. Go. If you're in the back row, you're going to come sit on the carpet. Make a good choice about who you're sitting next to. Come sit down, Max and Jordan, come sit down. Okay. This is the time when we're going to share out loud. So you can share what you learned or what your partner learned. If you learned something from your partner, you're going to say, my partner said. If it's about you, you're going to say, I learned. Okay? Is this a time to make a comment? Is it a comment about something that you thought was really cool or anything like that? No, it's something about you, something you learned. And then after we do our reflection, we have a super cool part on the back where you're going to tell me what you know. Okay? And we're going to talk about my expectations for that. So, I'm going to call on 3 people. Have your thought in your mind what you're going to say if I call on you. What you learned or what your partner learned. Rowan, come sit up here. I call on you already. Nathaniel.
I learned that there is a little less land than water.
Okay, there's a little bit less land than water. You guys agree? You guys learned that? There's less land than water for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. Rowan.
I learned that don't throw trash anywhere or it could get in the water and then you wouldn't be able to float. Oh my god.
I love that. Not only did he think about the little bit of land on the earth available for crops, he thought about what I said at the end. So that tells me that he was really closely listening to what I was saying. And so, bye guys. And so that tells me that if we throw away stuff, if we throw anything away in the wrong place, we throw it in the park, we throw it away at school, like here on a carpet or in our trash, it can always end up in a landfill, and the landfill makes all these chemicals into the groundwater. And the groundwater goes back to the crops, right? Okay, we're going to think about that in a deeper, in a different time. But I love that you thought about what I said. Okay, one more. He just left. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he did. Charlotte.
I learned that if the I learned that if we change no, you have to do that.
Hey, get your thought together, and then I'm going to call on you after I call on one more person. Okay?
Okay.
Max. What's something you learned or what your partner learned?
Basically what I learned is that as our population doubles, the Earth basically can't hold all the population, and we're using up resources too fast, like, to create power and stuff like that. Like the resources that are underground, like, say,
Coal.
yeah, coal.
Oil.
And oil. And all those nuclear elements.
And also the food, right?
Do you always
There's
have to try to talk about weapons?
That wasn't a appropriate comment. Okay, so he's so right. The population is doubling. We have so many people on the earth, and the earth is not able to sustain us for survival. So, if we use all of the food or we use other natural resources, we won't be able to survive, right? Okay, perfect. Charlotte, tell us what you have in mind.
And that the Earth won't be able to build all of us if our population gets doubled.
keep saying population doubling. I know that we learned about how our population is doubling in the past, but even if our population doesn't double to 16 billion, is it going to make an impact if we only grow by like 2 million? Yeah. Even if we grow by just a small amount, we don't have to double, only just a small amount, the earth will be affected because we only have a little tiny bit of land for farming, okay? So I'm so glad that you guys remember the lesson about doubling, but even though the population, it might not double. And if it does double, it might take some time. But the population is always growing, and we learn that because we have new technology that helps us live longer. So, that being said, we only have so much land on the earth for people to live on. We only have so much land on the earth for people to have resources for food and a little bit in the oceans, right? We have some fish. Okay, so now I have some questions on the back. Did I give you plenty of space to write?
Yeah.
If I have a line, should I have my letters floating up here?
No.
Should I write like this? Should I write incomplete sentences?
Yes.
I'm going to give you two examples. And you're going to tell me, you're going to go like this if it's an example of a complete sentence. You're going to go like this if it's a non-example. Geronimo Stilton. I'm seeing a lot of thumbs down. Why is this not a complete sentence? Hadley.
Because it's off topic and it's also it's just like it's not saying that like I like or
Okay.
Geronimo Stilton or I am Geronimo Stilton, the editor of the Rodents Gazette.
Okay, so it's not saying anything about Geronimo Stilton. I don't even know why that person even wrote Geronimo Stilton. It's not related, and it's also not a full sentence. It's not saying something like, I like Geronimo Stilton, or Geronimo Stilton's books scare me, or they're funny, or whatever. Because you didn't give me any other words in the whole sentence. I don't even know who the subject is. I don't know if it's about you, if it's about your friend. I don't know if it's about what you think about it, or what. So here we go. Here's my second one. My favorite book series is Geronimo Stilton. Okay, Roman, why do you think that?
Completely off topic. And like
Even though it's off topic, is it a complete sentence?
yeah.
Yeah, that's a complete sentence.
Like if in a test why would you say something like wrong with something?
Okay, so on here, here's an example. It says, what are some foods you eat every day that come from the earth? I could start out saying, using part of my sentence. Here we go. I'm going to write it over here because I messed it up, right? That's not how you write. Some foods I eat every day. Did I use some of the words in the question? So when Miss Ranza reads this, is she going to know what I'm talking about right away? Back, stay where you are. Some foods I eat every day are, and then I'm going to list some, but I'm not going to give you the answers because you guys are super smart and you guys know everything that you should write. So I'm not going to give you an example because you know. So, some foods I eat every day are, and then I'm going to finish my sentence, and then what should I do at the end of my sentence?
I never eat one food every day.
Period. Well, it might not be every single day I eat broccoli, but sometimes I eat broccoli. That's like a vegetable that I eat. So maybe like once a week or something. That's what it's asking, okay? Not every single day. We don't always eat the same thing. That'd be boring. But some things that we eat on a constant basis, okay? Does all of our food come from the land? Where else does it come from? So you can always look back at your map, right?
Yeah.
Were you surprised at the small portion of that our cookie represented? It should say pie. Okay. What are some things people can do to keep this small area of farmland clean and healthy so we can grow our food? You know what to say. We talked about some examples. Aside from keeping farmland healthy, how can we make sure that people have enough food? We also talked about that. Okay, you guys think we can do it?
Yeah.
Okay, as we go back, as you time when I'm going to collect all of your post-it notes. So if you have any more thoughts, this is your time to write it, okay? And then I will have notes written on your post-it notes, and I'm going to put them either in your mailbox, I'll give them back to you in person, or I'll just talk to you about it, okay? And I should see full sentences. You shouldn't be talking to anybody about any of your responses, because this is what you know, not what your partner knows, okay? If you need some help with brainstorming, raise your hand. And then I'm going to come around and help with some of you with sentence stems. Okay? So you stand up.
Okay.
I have to say, you guys are so impressive. I have to give you guys each $3 because there's not one time when I had to say, hey guys, you guys can't hear me. Oh my gosh, I can't get your attention. Impressive. I wish I could be like this every single day because we got through this lesson in only 1 hour. And this was supposed to take. You guys are super fast. Okay, 3, go. I did tell you. Go ahead and just wash your hands to make it easy and put it in. Oh, is it handy? So take it, take your cup, put some soap on it, wash it, and then put a paper towel with water, rinse it off, and paper towel to dry it, and put it in. Okay?
I don't really remember because I'm not good at remembering. No, I'm not good at remembering. It's on the back. I'm trying to say that I'm not that good at remembering.
It's okay, try your best and I'll come help. Eyes on your okay? Guys, oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, mine's separated. Is it white?
Wait, you're gonna write. She's not counting songs. What is that? No, you didn't do your part. I don't know what it is. It's underneath. Flip it over. If you guys can't find it, it's on the other side of your sheet. You should be excited. Your name should be on your post-it notes so that way when I collect them, I know who they're from. Oh, they're right here in this plastic bag next to the all done?
It's in a book.
Your name should be on this.
That's really weird for
Name on that sheet.
You can make my lecture part.
Okay.
Thank you. If you want to know your beat, it's just, I mean your beat, that beetle is stuck to on the top of the tree.
Three. Say no, no, read. Oh, maybe we're out. Maybe we're out. Go to the machine. Sorry.
Wait. I think one of the people.
Push them. Oh.
I know. It says real typical from the minute. I believe ocean and sky.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Oh, I have one more.
Oh, okay. That's a different color.
Okay, I'm getting the same question. If you are drinking something every day, it's okay to write that for your number one because that's a resource that we get from the earth as well. Fruit juice is made out of fruit that comes from the
Milk is a lot.
Yeah, I do that. You know why? That's sorry. No, don't do it.
I have one.
You guys want to chat? I don't want you to go and all day. No, yes, it's fine. I know, but you're into it. You're great. You're great.
Hey, can I tell you guys a secret? Hey, finish your work. Finish your work.
Yeah, if we can finish in the next 7 minutes, we go out for that extra
Okay.
You did know.
Oh my gosh, look at all these thoughts.
She's over here.
Do you think we would have had time for all these thoughts to be shared?
No.
No. You guys like doing this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know about it and keep it. Well, that's actually what I was saying. I learned about my
I'll be right there. Yeah, I'm gonna give you all $3. Completed workbook. What about the fish?
Oh, sorry.
It looks like yes, and I'll clean them up later. Oh, thank you. Oh, put them on your desk. I'll come around.